Alright, welcome everybody to another review for the Contracts channel. This time we have Orcs Must Die 3, and I got to do this with the lovely Mr. Figs. Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Figs.
Hi.
What did you think about this game initially?
It's pretty good. I think it is not the most
Right there.
hugest amount of content, but I think for what's there, it's pretty well put
Hello,
together and
track
it
buddy.
seems pretty fun.
I agree. Did you have much experience with like a tower defense game before this one?
I don't know if I've ever played one that's like a third person, like running around one. I played lots of the old fashioned kind that's like on a map, like an overhead view sort of thing, but not this particular style.
Okay. Yeah, I was excited when I saw this one because I loved playing like Bloons Tower Defense, and I've actually played one third-person tower defense game. I want to say it's called Dungeon Defenders, I think. It's an older one. But I definitely say I played to this a lot more than that one. Um, but yeah, I think it is the main campaign's 18 levels, and then the second campaign that's for free is only 5. So it is a little light. I think it took us like 3 or 4 sessions to beat it on both the
Yeah,
campaigns.
three.
Um, so it is a little light on the content side there, but I think what is here is pretty
This
good.
never gets old.
Um, so we're doing the endless mode now. This is one of the waves from the first campaign. This is one of the early ones actually. And you can set up all these traps. When I first started playing, I was like, oh, this is like
I'm just
Fortnite
so ready.
building, because you just put stuff all over the place, build, and you get to see these little pathways of where they're gonna go. And I think it's helpful because you get to know where they're coming from. But I definitely think it makes it a little easier because you're not having to guess at which door they're coming from. And especially in later games where the maps are bigger and there's several doors, knowing where they're going to come from makes it a lot easier to just move all your defenses around. Because you can sell your stuff without any consequence, get all your money back, and then just move stuff around. How did you feel about like the difficulty?
Well, we never failed anything. The closest we got was the very last level of the campaign, which I think we had 5 or 6 left, because you basically have a portal that you're defending at the end, and if the guys make it all the way to the end, they just go into it. And if you get more than, like, this level has 20, if more than
Hmm.
20 guys go into the portal, then you lose.
Yeah.
That one I think had 40, and we were down to like 5 or 6 at the end because there was a huge rush at the end, and they kind of got through one of the, because they're coming from. This is pretty straightforward. They're only coming from 2 directions, and that one I think they were coming from 3 or 4.
Hmm.
So they're kind of, and he was just summoning random guys from different places too. So that was pretty complex, and a bunch of them got through, but we pulled it out in the end. So we never actually failed a level. We also only played on the standard difficulty. We didn't try out like hard mode because there's like easy, which we didn't try. There's the standard difficulty, and then there's also like an extra difficult one, which we didn't try.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess if you got your defenses ready, we'll go ahead and start this wave, and we'll kind of see how this goes. Um, are you ready?
Yeah, I'll take this side.
Okay. So yeah, so I haven't played this solo. I don't know. Have you played this solo any?
I haven't. It seems like it'd be pretty hard because you'd be relying solely on your defenses
Yeah.
uh, to stop
Enemies are
them.
preparing to breach one of our
Yeah,
gates.
I feel like they'd either have to like reduce the enemy spawn or give you a lot more money if you're solo. Because there's been several
Maybe they do.
times we've had to like rely on each other to cover a whole separate side of the map and just to make sure no one gets through. Looks like your
Are you
side's
picking
got a
up the
lot.
Are you picking up the barks from the characters?
Picking up what?
Do you get that in the like the stuff that they say?
Oh, yeah. So it'll pick up my side for sure.
Yeah, I don't ever hear your guy say it, but I hear my character say it, and she says the same thing a lot.
Oh,
Like she
Who
often says,
has the...
uh,
Well, I'll let you say it.
tell your friends, oh wait, you can't. You're dead.
Uh,
And like she says that like 5 times every mission, you know. So they have like the little
I should
quips
have
that they do,
somebody
but
to
they're
do
kind
this.
of repetitive, especially after 18 levels.
yeah, so the character I'm playing now, he does a bunch of song references.
Oh
He
yeah.
references LMFAO's songs a lot, and this game came out in 2020, so it was dated even at that time. So I'm not sure
I'm
what's
ready if
going
you're
on
ready.
there.
You ready? Because I'm ready.
Um,
Will they all go up the same side if you barricade this one of the stairs?
oh, maybe. Let's see. So barricades we found out are so good because you can just completely block them
I'm in
off
spot.
and make them go up one staircase.
Yeah.
And
And
this, I think this was a large part of why we succeeded in a lot of them, because we could just make them go down one singular path and just make kill boxes. But kind of going back to the dialogue, in the war scenarios when he had like a ton of archers set out, they would all just constantly say like
right.
"ready, reset," and that's all I would
Heard them,
hear
yes.
sitting on the ballista. So they could do with a little bit more lines of dialogue for sure. Um, but I think what's there is, at least they're engaging. They're not quiet the whole time.
Yeah.
And the orcs talk too sometimes, and that's nice to hear. Oh, there's the little guys. So those little ones get around a lot of the traps, and they're basically served to set everything off, so then everything else can kind of come through without issue. Now we're taking care of business here. Now I
So
will.
in the main campaign, oh,
Go
you
ahead.
have two
This is so
two characters to choose from, and you each get one. And one of the characters is this lady that I'm playing as, and she has a gun, which has a shotgun effect, and then the secondary fire is this giant grenade that just blows up everything around it.
I mean,
The other guy from the main campaign has like a bow, which like does a shot, and then it does like a very slow, or like a spread shot, which is way less useful than the grenade for sure.
Yeah, I spent the first campaign playing with the bow and arrow guy, and I mean, if you hit your headshots, it was good, but there was times where it was a little more difficult for me to be on one side by myself, just because I don't have a lot of clearing ability.
The optimal spot.
I would say another general criticism is it definitely does not force you to get like use different stuff to vary your approach, because basically we kind of split up and took different things from the very beginning. I have these wall spikes that come out and shoot out of the wall, and then uh, eventually we started using these little flippers because they will flip guys and just throw them off the map, which is extremely good because they just die instantly. And
Mhm.
sometimes it'll get one of the big guys, which is pretty good. And then I also have a thing that can attach to the ceiling, which you can, yeah, there's some of them up there, which is pretty good. I don't know if are those actually going off from here. Or is that too high?
So my ballistas they're able to shoot them. The cold
Okay, well, I'll
cannon
put one
might be
up
able
there.
to.
We'll see. But there's like what 50 different things that you can build, and you don't really need any of the other ones other
You
than
don't.
these like 4, basically. All the other stuff that I have on my loadout is like I have trinkets, which basically have effects. Like I have a one that shoots out cold and can freeze guys as they run by. I have a healing one. I have a one that restores your mana more quickly. I have one that resets traps, which I don't think I ever used once. Uh, but yeah, so I think that's kind of, and maybe on the harder difficulty, like would become more necessary to use that stuff that it really wasn't on
oh
the
yeah,
normal
good to
difficulty.
go.
Yeah, the only trinket I've used is the one to reset traps. I've used it a few times just to kind of be like, oh, there's a lot coming, let me just use it. But I think we would have been fine without it. But the spike traps you see down there, that's like one of the first things you get along with the wall of arrows. And we just maxed those out, and like that's been the staple of every defense. And they're probably like the main defense, and because they're starter things, they're so cheap to build. So if you watch like part of our playthrough of the campaign, there'd be times where I'd have like entire bridges just filled with spike traps, and like nothing could get through. But it definitely doesn't force you to use anything different. The second campaign, the Drastic Steps one, it introduces flyers. So in that one, I had to use like the ballistas more, so they could actually shoot them. But we still, these arrow walls were able to shoot them in the air as well. But you see, some waves are like this one where it just automatically goes into the next one. There is no setup time. So that makes it a little more difficult, and I will say those times were more tense and hectic than when we could just take all the time in the world to set up. But it's just there never once was a really difficult one other than the last mission on both campaigns. The difficulty spikes for some reason. But like you said, we never failed any of the missions. I am curious, there are 2 paid campaigns for this game. I am curious how those are. There are like a few traps that are locked behind that. But again, I feel like
4, hardly any though.
yeah. So, you know, I don't know. They give you like, this is a good thing if you like having like endless horde modes and just seeing how far you can go. This is good for that. But I wouldn't come in expecting like a groundbreaking campaign or anything like that.
Yeah, there's also a plot which I think is mostly established in the previous games and they don't really explain anything about. There's this guy that you're playing as who is, I guess, I think he may be the main character in the other games.
I think so.
There's like the lady that I was playing in the extra campaign that I think she was maybe in the second game. I don't really know. And then these guys are like the new guys. So they're like the default characters you play as. But yeah, then there's a purple guy, kind of looks like a Burning Crusade era Warcraft guy. That's about all I know.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like, you really don't have to play different characters. So I'm playing this one just because the bow guy wasn't that great, and the crossbow is like way too strong. So you have the primary fire, which is just full auto for me, and then instead of the bombs like the blunderbuss gets, I have a like arrow that shoots and it stuns. And as you can see, it doesn't take that much mana to pop off, so you can infinitely stun lock some people and just make it really easy to fight. I'd say the music, I mean, it's not super noticeable, like it's there, and I think it's good, it fits the vibe.
They're attacking your barricade over here, which is maybe a bad sign.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that is one of the good things. So, because I blocked off up here, they have no path to get to the rift, so now they'll attack any barricade. But if you take those away, then they should start coming back over here.
Yeah, okay, that was it. So yeah.
So they do have things in place where you can't just 100% lock everything down, which is good. But still, it's very easy.
Yeah, if they actually start attacking the barricades, some of them especially could just get through them really quickly. So they don't stand up to a lot of. They're mostly good for diverting and making paths, and not actually, creating a stall or anything like that. Those oil traps that you have are much better for that. They really slow them down. If they're in like a kill zone, that really helps.
Mm-hmm. And so all the traps, they have multiple upgrades. And then they also have special upgrades where they can do like different things. So I know for the oil trap, I can choose to make them be slowed a lot longer or make it to where they take increased fire damage. And the archer I have on my kit that costs 1,000, I have her upgraded so she deals fire damage instead of just physical damage. So you can set up trap synergies for sure. But there's not a lot of incentive to do so, because there are times where I don't even use the archer, but still just use the slowing trap. But I mean, like,
yeah, I also have the lightning wall that's an alternative to the spikes that's supposed to be more powerful against, like, there's some ogres that have armor on. It's supposed to be good against them. They also have like fire traps and ice traps and different elements, and like there's acid, but they don't ever explain if that does anything different. And
Hmm.
I guess in the other campaign there are flying guys that have like there were like ice ones and fire ones and arcane ones that were immune to certain types of damage, but they never told you if they were like strong against one or anything like that. So
Yeah, that is true. The Yeah, like really in this campaign, it is just the electric ones. But again, the spike trap, one of the first things you get, you can upgrade it to have a lightning damage like I do, so it's not a problem. So like, if like push came to shove, we probably could have beaten most of the campaigns with just like the spike trap and the arrows.
Boom boom for you and boom boom
Would have
for
been a little
you.
more challenging, yes, but you could do it.
yeah, you get these skulls that drop occasionally, and that's like how well you do in the campaign. You have to pick them up. I don't actually know. It seems like there's one that's based on how long it takes you to finish,
Hmm.
and then the other four I think may just be, or some of the other ones may just be drops, and you have to pick them up. So that would seem like it'd be much harder to play solo because you have to actually see them drop, and if traps are killing your guys, then you're not going to see them necessarily.
Yeah,
That was me that did that thing there.
that is true. Oh. And the other thing too, I will say that, while the arrow traps and the spike trap on the floor, like those are always on here, you do have levels where there's not a lot of ceiling. It's like here there is a ceiling up there, but I can't use like my pusher, like that pushes down to crush people. I really can't use my electric coil because I don't think it has the range to hit anything. So you are forced in some cases to change it up a little bit. But
Exactly what
overall,
I
you don't
want.
have to change much.
It's just so pretty.
Yeah.
Traps go up.
So, I mean,
Orcs
for this
go
one, I'm
And
just
there
gonna.
are other levels. There were the other levels which were like
Let's
the
rumble.
war levels, or that are kind of
Yes.
like a larger scale. They usually start outside, so you can't, and they give you like special traps that are specifically for those levels. You can only use there. So here's an armored guy. So if we had a lightning trap, he would take extra damage. But I mean, they're not that much harder to kill than the normal ones. So
Mm-mm. Yeah, I like the war scenarios a lot because it does have like a grander scale and it's just like actual giant armies coming at you.
Is it possible
Um,
I'm better
but
at
again,
this?
I will say on those, like the extra traps you do get, personally, like I only found a lot of use out of the ballista and the freezing one. Like I know we had like the archers, like the giant horde of archers out, and those were fine. But
Lot better.
they give you like one where it's like you can build a tower out anywhere to put like
oh
ceiling
yeah,
traps on them and stuff. But we tried that one time and it just was
Oh,
not
and the
worth the
Orcs just walk straight into
expense.
them.
yeah, because yeah, it's just not worth the. It's 1,000 for one of those things, and then plus the cost of the traps put onto it. So it was usually much better to just make a big flipper, because they also have these flipper things, like a giant one that'll do like a bunch of guys at
Hold
the same
on.
time. Those are
The
pretty
other
funny. Actually, there was one level where like those were essential to victory. At first, we were really struggling on it, and then we put a
more
bunch of those
enemies
down,
in
and
the way.
it was really easy after that. So
Oh yeah.
Watch this.
So, there are some where we had to use different strategies, but a lot of times this resulted in using the flippers more than other things.
Good workout.
But there's also a lot more weapons in the game too. But I haven't used them because again, these are just good enough,
Me.
and there's not really like an incentive to use something else.
I think you're locked in the campaign to your character's weapon. Like you couldn't switch to one of the other ones. I
I
think maybe you could equip it as a secondary, like
I
as
think so
another in another slot, but you're
because I
kind of
could
stuck with your main one.
use like the ice amulet. Could use that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that's
Um,
true. I've had that one equipped throughout the whole thing.
but it's like even with the bow, like having the issues like with clearing large crowds, it wasn't undoable. And it wasn't enough for me to say I'm going to use upgrade points on another weapon.
Ooh, they have any more of those?
Never expected victory.
Look at that. But now we're just putting a lot of tar traps out
Traps
to
go up. Orcs
slow
go down.
them coming over here.
Pretty happy with that.
There's also these doors on some of the maps where you can like teleport to different places really quickly. Those are useful. Everyone has like all the characters have a special like ability.
That's right. I'm
But
more
most of
angry
them are like floating. Like this one's a double jump. Yours is like levitate. I think the other lady you played in the other campaign was she also like a levitate?
It was like a feather fall, so you fall slowly, but
Mm.
not you can't float. So I kept falling in the lava at first. Oh yeah, and the
Oh.
other there was only one level. It was like in the past, and you're playing as a different couple of guys. You had the sword guy who sucked,
Oh
and I
God.
had like the wizard guy with the staff. But his double jump was he just fell on the ground and like fell asleep, and
Mm.
regained health. But I kept falling into lava and stuff with
Oh.
that, so that was not good.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of special ability variety. The bow and arrow guy from the first campaign, his was you do a little stun, and that was useful at times. But again, kind of the character you play doesn't really matter other than maybe just the weapon you get. But I will say melee, I don't know how you play melee in this game. Like, it is so atrociously bad because you can just keep getting hit and killed really fast. His special ability was like a teleport, like a tracer from Overwatch, Blink,
Do they have any bigger ones?
but it didn't really help because still you'd go in to try to do damage and you'd have to back off in like a second because you'd get hit. The ogre guys here, they'll stun you if you get too close and they hit you. So you can't really do a lot of damage to them with melee. So I don't know how you make a melee build work in this.
Okay, that was fun.
Now there's that electric trap he was talking about.
That got the blood pumping.
Now I wonder if on the endless mode if they are going to have guys that aren't normally on this level. I think they did because they had some of the Knoll guys before. So
Oh yeah.
or maybe they were already on this level. I don't remember.
So
But
here's
like there's also like trolls that regenerate, and then there's like a bigger troll. There's and there's a whole group of fire guys that are basically like orcs, but they're immune to fire damage and they're purple. They have like a different character model, but they're basically the same thing.
yeah, there's one
So-
that can res people.
Oh, yeah.
The
We
fire
hardly ever saw these guys,
guys
really.
and the earth guys. Oh, here we go. We got a boss. So I think it was really only the war scenarios we had like bosses show up. We'll see how this goes. I'm not too worried about it, but we're gonna put more traps down.
Yeah, he's already almost dead.
Yeah, the bosses that we get are very easy to kill. Like, I don't think there was any boss that I was like, oh wow, this is tough. Like, they all get shredded pretty quickly. Oh,
I think the first one that was like the Knoll guy that runs up on you, because he can jump over barriers.
oh yeah.
That was the first time they introduced that enemy type, and he was a surprise, but it still wasn't that hard to kill once we figured out that he would get up on you.
Mm-hmm. That is true. But like, yeah, the bosses are like, oh no, anyway. Like, none of them were really bad. Like, there was one that was running really fast to the end, but even then we killed him way before he got close. So it really wasn't like an issue. So I don't know how much these archers are doing,
Hello,
but
old trap buddy.
put them down there. How does it look up here? Okay. Trying to think of what we really haven't touched
I
on.
still got it.
Is there any? What was like your biggest issue with the game?
I would say probably just the kind of lack of it requiring you to change up tactics, uh, like spike traps plus wall traps plus the ceiling things. With using the same ones every time, pretty much was good enough for everything. Uh, so
Yeah.
but I mean that's just kind of the nature of these games. You kind of have to make your own fun at a certain point and not just uh, just stick with what works. But I think if there were different, like there could have been different types of orcs that, like the flying guys, that were resistant to physical damage, and that would make you much more likely to need to use the elemental traps instead of those.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I will say, like,
But
yeah,
maybe
even
they
though
do have that.
Enemies on the way.
maybe,
Maybe they do have that. Only it's only on the harder levels.
maybe, and I will say, yeah, like using the same thing every time, yeah, you could vary it up, but I also enjoy it because it's like kind of satisfying to see you've set up a great death trap. But it
Yeah,
would be nice to be challenged a little bit and like, okay, you can't use this for a level. Now what do you do? So I agree with that.
and I think yeah, it was no, it's fine. It's not long enough that it really becomes like, oh no, another one of these with the same thing. It's you're not playing it long enough that it becomes that much of a slog where it becomes super repetitive.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that also helps that is, unlike like a Balloons Tower Defense where you're just looking at a map overhead, I feel like because this is third person, you can walk around the world, you can have a lot of map variety, and I like having like the different locations, the different types of corridors and
Yeah,
stuff, so that definitely helps a lot.
Possibly getting a wee bit
yeah,
closer.
they're all kind of the same concept, but like a lot of them are in a castle or some sort. But they're at least different, colors and layouts, and some are in like a sewer or whatever. So there's some variety.
Yeah. I think my biggest issue would be at just the general lack of a challenge. Um, it could just be because I've played a lot more roguelikes recently, but when I first saw like the skull system of like, oh, upgrade your stuff over time, I was thinking, oh, we're gonna get to a point where we
Like
kind of,
Halo.
yeah, we're gonna kind of get to a point where we're gonna have to like replay levels to get better skull scores, just so we can upgrade our traps enough to be able to keep going. But
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, oh, should I like play in between sessions to get some more skulls to try and upgrade? But we had upgraded all of the stuff that we were using at to full, and then it was just like, well, there's a new thing. We might as well put some into that and see what it does. But
yeah,
yeah, just having the standards fully upgraded was plenty.
and to kind of go with like the lack of a challenge, with all the upgrades, like there were times where like I upgraded something maxed out because I had the skulls and like let's just see what this does. And then if it sucked, like the next intermission, I can go refund all those upgrade points for free.
Yeah, that was nice.
So it was nice because that lets you, kind of freely upgrade and try stuff out. But at the same time, it makes it really easy to just pull all your upgrades out of stuff to put it into something that seems really broken.
I wonder if people like instinctively like, oh, there's a new thing, I'm gonna unlock this, or go through and unlock everything all at once, because they kind of give you. There are some things that only unlock through the campaign, but from the very start, you can get probably more than half of the different items as an option. So
Yeah.
maybe people go through and spend all their points on unlocking stuff and then don't have any left over to upgrade. So maybe we were just cruising through because we had fully upgraded everything the whole time.
Yeah, and I think a thing that helped us was because we kind of discussed like, hey, I'm going to try to upgrade this, you upgrade something else. So I think had we not had that synergy, I think we would have less upgraded traps. But we're a great team, so that's why we have that happen.
For a split second, I thought about maybe
I want to say
Yeah,
that
guest
is,
star in the review.
is that
for Frazzle's
Frazzle.
here.
Wow, Frazzle's going to spoil the review for himself. Oh, hello, Orc.
okay, that was fun.
But yeah, just the general lack of challenge, I think, doesn't help. Oh, that's a lot shorter of an intermission there. That was 3 seconds.
It's just so pretty.
So I'm gonna put my saw launcher up here and see if I can get any use out of it.
More of those?
I love the saw launcher. It's great. This isn't the best map for it. But yes, yeah, the lack of challenge with the upgrades freely getting refunded. You can use the same traps every single time and it'd be okay. And then I would have liked there to be a little bit more content. Like, I don't really know why the second campaign's only 5 levels. That seems really short compared to the 18 level main campaign. Because, I mean, I felt like those were more challenging than the main one.
That's a little disgusting.
Yeah, towards the end. Especially
the
with
end.
flying guys.
Yeah, because, like, the flying ones, that was the first time I'd be like, oh, I need to actually use a different type of damage to damage them, because they just straight up be immune to things. So, like, my fire archer wasn't effective. I had arcane on the ballista. So I actually had to change up a little bit for that. But it was only 5 levels worth. So, you know, it wasn't anything crazy. Let's see, is that going to hit anybody? It's probably not. No. We're gonna run through. Oh, and I will say too, with the main campaign levels, most of them only go to wave 6. I think the highest one I saw was wave 8.
Yeah, there was maybe 9 was the last one. No, I think that was 8 too. But yeah, it wasn't that long.
So this is like the highest wave we've gone to for like anything, because this is endless. But I mean, you can still see it's wave 14, so we're getting close to double the max campaign one, and it still isn't too bad.
Well, we also keep getting more and more money, so we can. This whole area is like stocked with traps completely. I have like 20 of the ice launchers, freezing guys right there, so they're kind of getting really stuck at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like we get like no setup time now, which is good. That does help with the difficulty. Alright, we got another boss coming.
It's the same guy, but yeah.
We'll see if he's got
Yeah,
more
it's the same.
health this time. Or is it the same health? Oh no, he has the same health, I think.
Is that it?
Let's see if I can kill him before he even gets up the first set of stairs.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee
There's too much there to hit him. Never mind, he's dead. So the boss died right when he got up the first little set of stairs. Little guys.
Somebody throwing up on us?
I don't know. So that's
There's some green stuff flying towards us. I never saw that.
Trying to, I was thinking it was a Cyclops mage.
thing there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's only a few enemies that can actually hit us if we're not on them. So there's like Archer Goblin or Archer Orcs. Oh, that was a bomb. Oh, there's Dynamite Orcs too.
Give you more lives.
And those, I will say, those can be troublesome because they actually do hit their shots. But again, not too troubling.
Yeah, and sometimes there'll be a wave where there's a bunch of bomb guys that like rush you. So if you have a barricade set up, they can blow it up real quickly. And they also like hit everybody AOE. So if you don't see them, they can run up on you and explode and kill you. If you die, if you take enough damage to get killed, you don't actually like you respawn pretty quickly, but you're back at the you're back towards the base, so you do have to run back to the front and get set up again. But even like then, we only died like once every couple levels maybe.
Yeah, and it's just there never was like that real consequence to dying. Like it's almost an instant respawn. You know, it wasn't like you have to wait 10 seconds before you can go back in. Like I think that would give it more consequence.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit bit concerned.
Because I said, the most I died was playing the melee character when it forced me to.
Okay.
And it's good, there's no consequence for that, but for like the range ones like we're doing, I mean, no consequence makes it again really easy to just keep pushing forward. They're attacking a barricade.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're going up the other side. They're going up the other side.
Work out.
Yeah, I don't
I'll go
know.
over
I
there.
don't know who attacked. I don't know how they attacked the barricade.
Found a good spot.
Maybe because the archer was there, they were. Oh, now they're going back. They just
Oh
turned
yeah, I
around.
blocked. Oh, yeah, I just blocked it up here, so they're just going around the other way.
That's funny.
So that I think that's an example maybe of it's why it's way too easy to. The AI is not the best. So that's a good example. So if you block the path off at all to the rift, like even though this is the very end, they will not come up the entire staircase to even attack this. They will just go the other way.
Well, they are now. They're like running up the first flight and then turning around and going back down.
Alright, I'm gonna let you stay down there. I'm gonna see. I'm not gonna shoot them. Are they gonna do? Yep. Okay, so we had this happen in one of the war scenarios where it was a spire and we had to defend two different sides. There was two different staircases. And this just happens. They run all the way up, they stop, and then they just turn around. They don't even try to attack the barrier. So this, again, also makes it stupid easy because the AI just isn't, it's not the best. There was one time too where they would go, come up the stairs, turn back around, and then they would just start hitting the staircase in a random spot. The only other time we had like an issue, something like that, or I guess a glitch, was the very first level. Like we didn't have any flippers, we didn't have anything upgraded. Somehow someone got stuck on the wall, and they just got stuck, and we had to just restart.
I think my bomb may have knocked them because it does throw guys back sometimes.
Oh, okay. But it is interesting that that's when we had an issue and not on any of the other levels with all the flippers and all the stuff that responded at once. Like that was the time we had an issue.
And there were like 10 guys and instead of like 1,000.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I'm gonna set up a buzzsaw kill room in here.
Oh, well, somebody killed me there, so that was pretty good for them. But yeah, I'm back already, so...
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting
I want
a
to say there's an achievement for hitting 20 or 25.
On Headless.
I think so. I'm not sure which level, which one it is.
Do they have any bigger ones?
You know what I'm gonna do is, since they are glitching out and walking up this whole staircase, I'm gonna put some spike traps on the floor so they'll hit it on the way up and on the way down.
This never gets old. More enemies on the way. Yeah. Oh.
I will say these games must be fairly successful because there's this is the third one, and I know they have another one after this, like Death Trap or something. So there's clearly an audience for it, and I
Yeah,
enjoyed
it's
my
fun.
time.
Okay, that was fun.
And if you had to like pick a trap to make a new trap put in this game, what would it be?
Is that it?
Like, so, just like for cosmetic or for usefulness?
I mean either one. Something, let's say it's something you'd actually use instead of our usual.
Ooh, do they have any more of those?
I think one thing that kind of there was usefulness for, but didn't really get called for
he's
that
gonna get
much is, yeah, well, like stunning guys. Like some of the traps do make them stay in place, or there were a couple of cases where we used flippers we couldn't bounce the guys out of the level, but you could flip them back really far, and they'd have to run back through all the traps again, and that was pretty useful. But just kind of different stuns, I think, like something that like would temporarily transform them or something like that, I think would be a fun one. Just to make that like a little bit more included, maybe.
Is that it?
That's fair.
But there are like 30 traps that we didn't even unlock,
Yeah.
so there may actually be something like that in there. It just doesn't, you know, we never got to it.
Yeah. I would have liked to be able to have more. So we have the archer that you can put down, but there's also like a sorceress and a knight that you could put down, but it's only in war scenarios. So we just never, one, never unlocked it because there wasn't a point, but two, I don't know, I just never felt like we needed it there. But I think it would be nice to have more of something like that
Yeah,
in
summons.
this.
Tiptoe through the trap field. On the way.
I think this is where they stop at.
That was me that did that thing there.
Yeah, so they're just gonna get so many spikes as they go up the other staircase.
Good workout.
But yeah, I think more summon type traps would be fun. It'd be cool if you could have like a companion with you. So that like a little dragon or a fairy or something flying beside you that could like either do damage or give you different buffs. That would be fun. Because then it'd be more things to put upgrades in, so it would be spread out. So you couldn't just get busted traps. You might want to put a snow cannon up here. I'm just gonna stun lock him here. Oh, he's gonna get through. Oh.
Not even close.
Let's see. I might get rid of the buzz launchers if you want to put arrows there instead, because I feel like that might be more worth. Oh, wow, that time is like nothing.
More enemies on the way. I should have somebody to do this for. Good workout.
Yeah, I feel like in endless mode they're kind of giving you a lot of waves where you don't have time to reset up afterwards. Like I'm just kind of putting things down as fast as possible and not in good position. Like I have all of these, I have like 20 of these fucking ice cannons up there in one place.
Yeah. This is like the most challenged I've felt, aside from the last two campaign levels.
Well, this is also like an insane amount of guys for one of these indoor small levels. Like,
Yeah.
there's just so many they're overwhelming to trap.
Do they have any bigger ones?
Oh, we got two boss spawns on this one. Pushing down.
That was me that did that thing there. Is that it?
Oh, yeah, the tar pits are really slowing them down.
Yep.
Okay, so if you had to give a final score to this, what do you have to say?
I don't know. I think it's. I'd say 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. You know, the drawbacks are it's pretty short, and some lack of variety, but it's for what it is. It's really well put together, and I think it's not very expensive. I think it was $20 maybe, or maybe even less than that.
Yeah.
So for that price, I think what you're getting is pretty fun.
True. Trying to think, I'm between a 7 and an 8.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at. I usually don't do half scores, so
I
I
think
think
I don't
also
know.
playing it in this circumstance, I think it's fun because we're doing it for like a specific purpose, playing just as co-op and not committing to I think a lot of the times with these games, they get less fun if you play them a long time and they wear out their welcome.
Yeah.
I think just doing the main campaign once and then, kind of moving on is benefiting it rather than harming it. So maybe
Yeah.
it would become less enthralling as you go.
I think I'll agree with you. I think I'd also give it an 8. I mean, it's a fun time. I don't think it has a lot of replay value outside of if you're trying to like achievement hunt and like pursue the harder difficulties. Like I said, maybe that would make it more difficult and you'd have to change stuff up. But I definitely would like to have seen more content, especially on the second campaign. I think the first campaign was appropriately long, but the second campaign was very short and was also, we were blowing through those levels super quickly.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if that was meant to be like all one, so all 3 of those together was the same length, and that was like the free one, so you'd buy the other 2 DLC. That may be in like the release strategy for those.
Maybe.
Traps go up, orcs go down.
But yeah, this is a good one. I like it.
Let's see how far we can get.
Do they have any bigger ones?
Let's go.
Still, it's just wild to me that the AI, they just walk up those stairs and then they come back down.
Is that it?
Like, I think if they weren't doing that, I think we would have died a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, also I have like $5,000 I haven't spent, and I'm just putting down like kind of ice traps everywhere. Like I haven't really put any strategy into most of the layout on this one.
Good workout.
Let's see. You can put an arrow on the wall. Put arrows up here on the wall. Just so when they get up here, they do have a little bit of a fight.
That was fun.
Especially since we're so close to that achievement.
Is it 25?
I think it's 25 because it hasn't popped yet.
Second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned. That was me that did that thing there. Ooh, do they have any more of those?
But yeah, waves like that where you have like 8 of those ogres, you really don't get that in the normal campaign, just because it takes a lot of anything to kill that many of them in that quick of a time frame. So
Oh yeah. Hey, come put some or I guess at the beginning of the next one, put some arrows on the other
Do
staircase.
they have any bigger ones?
yeah, because there's a lot of real
Oh, yeah,
estate there
come.
we're not using.
Yeah, come put some arrows on this on the staircase towards the bottom, on the other one. So then as they walk up, they'll get hit with it.
I'll go back and put some when I get more money.
Oh, what'd you spend all your money on?
More ice traps.
Oh.
They're also not staggered at all. They all, if you have this many, they all go off at the same time, which makes them kind of not as helpful. But
Well, it's about like on the
I guess
other
it-
side. Because they're like getting weakened
Yeah.
a lot once they get over here. after walking up and down the stairs. I will say another issue I've had, I don't know what it is, but sometimes when I click to fire, it doesn't go off. And I would
Oh,
say it's my mouse, but I don't have that issue in any other game.
You know, actually, I did have. It was just like the end of one mission. D was not working. I wasn't walking to the right. I had to turn and walk forward. And I thought maybe it was my keyboard, but then I tested it and it was fine. So though maybe that was the same scenario. It was, you know, it misses input sometimes.
That was me that did that thing there. Good workout.
Yeah, I've never had like a movement input issue. It's literally just been firing. Like alt fire is fine, but primary fire just doesn't go off sometimes.
That got the blood pumping. Do we have any bigger ones?
That's a way.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned. Is that it?
Alright, I think this is the last one. Go put. Oh, never mind. There's a lot more coming.
Ooh, they have any more of those? That was
Yeah, like
me
these are
that did
so
that
weakened
thing
by the time they get here from everything on the other side.
there. Good workout.
So yeah, let's go put some arrows on the wall over here. Let's load them up.
Perfect placement.
Let me see. This is where they kind of congregate.
That got the blood pumping. Traps, 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 traps.
Oh, I have a great kill box there. Which I wonder if I can get. Oh. Might die there. There we go. Oh, they're already up here.
Okay, that was fun.
Step up.
Feels so good. Just like old times. Do they have any bigger ones? Is that it?
I'm setting my own archer line in the back.
That was me that did that thing there. That got the blood pumping. Good workout. For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
Oh, little guy ran through.
Ooh, do they have any more of those?
Oh yeah, look at how weak they are.
Okay, that was fun.
Where are you going, huh?
I put a bunch of saw blades at the top on the other side.
Do they have any bigger ones?
Yeah, this is making it much easier, I think, than if they were all just coming up without taking any damage first.
Yeah.
They make it 220 or past 25.
I don't know. Let me check it. Survive 25 waves.
Alright, so this is the last one then.
Mr. Moneybags again. I wish they'd give us like a different one. Like give us the one that runs
It probably
really
varies
fast.
by the level.
Probably.
That was me that did that.
I don't think this guy was ever in the campaign, so he's just a random.
It may just be like they want to give you a lot of money because they feel like it's getting really difficult to survive without a bunch of money.
Yeah, so maybe that guy is always the boss in this mode.
Ooh, they have any more though.
Oh, they're actually pushing. Oh, little guys are coming through. I might want to use your trinket.
Half of it. Points remaining. Is that it?
What's this?
Do they have any bigger ones?
I guess you want to feel the shares.
Ugh.
Me that did that thing there. More enemies on the way. Buddy.
Oh, we made it through 25. Maybe it gives you the achievement after the mission is over.
Maybe.
Does it just actually keep going endlessly?
I think it might be endless.
Oh god. Alright, well, so I think they're starting to ramp it up past 25. There were like 8 of these guys.
They're like, yeah, this ain't gonna cut it.
Okay, that was fun. For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
Let's look at all of them run up the other stairs.
Where you going, huh?
That got the blood pumping.
Yeah, without that glitch, I don't know how we would have survived this long. There's just way too many ogres.
Do they have any bigger ones? Is that it?
I guess it's not technically a glitch. That may be the intended behavior where if
There's
they
no
can't
shot.
see the barrier. Well, if they can't see the barrier, they would run up the stairs and be like, "Oh well, it can't." No, but then they would just attack it. They wouldn't run all the way down.
Fun.
That doesn't make logical sense.
Yeah.
More enemies on the way.
I mean, they're supposed to be dumb, but not that dumb. I don't think.
Ugh.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
My guy said the same like couple of lines about getting a wee bit concerned.
She said, "Kablamo."
Kablamo!
Me that did that thing there.
Ready? Reset.
Uh-oh.
Try not to act so stunned.
from him.
That got the blood pumping. Is that it?
Let's go.
They just keep coming at me.
No, not my archers.
Please, Jeb. Is short for Jib.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned. Hold them back.
Well, we can finally see what actually happens if the rift gets destroyed.
Oh yeah.
Almost. And this may be the end of the wave.
Ugh. We're too good.
It was.
You're actually too good.
Just like in training.
Found a good spot. Good workout.
Oh, the little guys.
Okay, that was fun. That was me that did that thing there.
I wonder if they intended for people to go this far on this map. Oh, little guy, little guy. Okay, I got him.
Do they have any bigger ones? Ooh, do they have any more of those?
Oh, there it is.
Keep it score? We totally
We did
Alright,
it.
well, and we just won. We get to do the Fortnite dance. And
Yeah. That's right. That's a 5-score
stars.
run. For upgrades I don't need. Alright. Well, I think that was a good 8 out of 10 game.
yeah.
Good content, good fun time. I just think second campaign could be longer. Could be ramped up in difficulty in the campaign a little bit. And then maybe have some more war scenarios. That'd be fun. And maybe more summons in the regular missions.
Yeah. Maybe Orcs Must Die 4 will have all that stuff. We'll see.
Ugh, maybe. Well, thank y'all for tuning into the review. I hope to see y'all on the next one. Bye bye.
Thanks, Razzle.